Have you ever felt their love like a dazzling spotlight, shining brightly at first but gradually blinding you? They are charming, full of confidence, and make you believe that you are the most important person in the world. But deep down, you begin to realize that everything seems to revolve around them, their needs, their emotions, and their enormous ego. The question grows in your mind, do they really love you, or just the feeling you give them? Narcissists often know how to make you feel special, but their love is often dominated by selfish needs rather than genuine empathy and care. They may love you because you make them feel powerful, admired, or satisfy their ego, but is that love ever for who you truly are? In this video, we will unravel the complexities of a narcissist's love. Based on common manifestations, we will explore how to recognize whether their feelings are sincere or merely a tool to serve their personal agenda. Get ready to see through their mask and find the true answer for your heart. Number 1. They love the thrill of the chase. Have you ever fallen for someone seemingly perfect? They are generous, romantic, and always know how to make you feel like the most special person in the world. They seem to have stepped out of a fairy tale, making you believe you found true love. But is it reality, or just an elaborate play staged by a narcissist? The beginning of a relationship with a narcissist is often like a dream. They spare no time, effort, or money to conquer you. Sweet words, passionate glances, surprise gifts, all are staged in a sophisticated way, making you feel like you are living in a rosy world. But be careful, because what they crave is not love, but the feeling of conquest. They are attracted to novelty, to challenges. They are like hunters, always looking for new prey to satisfy their huge ego. And you, with your attractive appearance, independent personality, and successes in life, have become their ideal target. They study you thoroughly, understand what you want, and will transform into the most ideal version to win your heart. But once the goal is achieved, their initial interest and effort will quickly fade. You will notice coldness and indifference replacing the previous passion. Questions like, what did I do wrong? Am I not good enough? Start to haunt you. You blame yourself, you try to change to hold on to their love. But the truth is, it's not your fault. Narcissists are incapable of loving in a sustainable and healthy way. Relationships with them often follow a cycle: infatuation, conquest, achievement, abandonment. This cycle usually lasts no more than half a year, when their perfect mask begins to fall off. At that time, you will clearly see indifference, even emotionally hurtful behaviors from them. But why don't they easily let go, even when they are bored and looking for a new target? The answer lies in their oversized ego. In the distorted perception of a narcissist, you are not a companion, but a possession, a trophy that affirms their ego. They want to keep you under control, to satisfy their sense of ownership and power. Remember, this does not speak to your worth. The hurt you experience is not because you are not worthy of love. To overcome it, understand the nature of narcissists and focus on regaining faith in yourself. So why don't they let go, even when they've left? We will find out the answer together in the next part. Number 2. They love the feeling of being admired by you. Narcissists often crave attention and admiration from others as a way to nourish their ego. If they truly love you, that love will include your imperfections. But if their affection is based solely on how you make them feel special, it's not genuine love, but merely a mirror reflecting their ego. An easily noticeable sign is that they love to be praised and admired by you. When you compliment them, they will appear happy, interested, and seem more attached. But if you criticize or don't give them the attention they want, they can change quickly, from indifference to harsh reactions, even pretending to be hurt to push the feeling of guilt towards you. A typical example: you may try to share your feelings or personal difficulties, but instead of listening and empathizing, they will quickly redirect the conversation to themselves. Why do you feel that way? If I were in that situation, I would do this, or they might interrupt you to talk about something that makes them look better, completely ignoring what you need to share. Narcissists often expect you to put them at the center of everything, but rarely reciprocate. They want your special attention, but don't really take the time to understand your feelings and needs. A relationship with them can easily make you feel like you are giving a lot but receiving very little. So why do they act this way? This stems from a deep need for recognition and admiration, what they need to maintain their confidence. But the bigger question is, how can you escape this asymmetry and regain your own worth? Let's explore in the next part, where we learn how they use sophisticated tricks to keep you and how you can free yourself. Number 3. They love the role you play in their life. A common sign is that they like to show off your relationship to others. They put you on a display pedestal, not to honor you, but to embellish their own image. For example, they may frequently post photos of the two of you on social media, accompanied by sweet words, but when there is no audience, they are indifferent or cold to your feelings. They love the label girlfriend of a successful person, a handsome man, an educated, talented person. They love what you can do for them, the benefits you bring to them. Imagine you are dating a successful person with a high social status. This person always proudly brags about you to friends, colleagues, partners. They take you to luxurious parties, introduce you to important people. You feel like a queen, living in silk and satin, admired by everyone. If you no longer meet their expectations, for example, you need time for yourself, or refuse to do something they want, you will see a marked change. They may become cold, annoyed, even withdraw. This is not because they are disappointed in you, but because the role you play in their life is no longer suitable. For example, a narcissist may be extremely excited when you agree to attend an event with them, where you help them create a perfect image in front of everyone. But if you refuse for personal reasons, they will ignore your feelings, even make you feel guilty for not supporting them. If you notice these signs, be careful. You may be being taken advantage of, being framed in a role that is not yours. Remember, you deserve to be loved for who you are, not for anything else. So how to get out of this love play? We will find out together in the next part. Number 4. They see material things as a way to express their love for you. Have you ever received luxurious gifts, generous allowances from that person and felt lost? Narcissists often express love with material things, but hidden behind those gifts are difficult to recognize calculations and expectations. They use money as a tool to assert power, to control, and to bind you into an unbalanced relationship. They want you to always be indebted to them, always dependent on them. And when you don't meet their expectations, they will use those gifts to blame you, to make you feel guilty. For example, they might say, "I gave you everything, but you still don't understand my love," or "Everything you have is thanks to me. You have no right to ask for anything more." These words are like invisible pincers tightening around you, making you feel suffocated and powerless. In fact, your joy in receiving gifts is not what they care about. What they really like is the feeling of being a benefactor, the one with the power to control your life. They want you to believe that as long as they say "I love you" or continue to provide material things, that's enough. Genuine concern, sharing feelings, or actions that show true love are often not in their dictionary. They equate love with material things, making the relationship a cold and emotionless transaction. When love is turned into a commodity, it not only stifles your self-worth, but also makes you feel lonely and empty. You are like a canary locked in a golden cage, although well-fed and beautifully dressed, but losing freedom and true happiness. So how to recognize these traps and escape the vortex of distorted love with a narcissist? Let's continue to explore in the next part. Number 5. Narcissists often prefer uncommitted relationships or long-distance love. Have you noticed that this person seems allergic to commitments, to binding relationships? Do they tend to prefer casual dating, long-distance relationships, or always find ways to keep their distance in the relationship? If the answer is yes, then this may be a sign that you are dealing with a narcissist. For narcissists, commitment is not an expression of true love, but a dreaded burden. They are afraid of being bound, afraid of being responsible for the emotions of others. They want an open space where they can freely fly, freely express their ego, without having to worry about the constraints of a serious relationship. Uncommitted dating is an ideal choice for them. They can easily move from one object to another, enjoying the feeling of conquest and constant novelty. They do not have to face demands for attention, care, or responsibility. They can focus all their energy on nourishing their inflated ego. Long-distance love is also a suitable form of relationship for narcissists. Geographical distance becomes a perfect shield, helping them avoid frequent meetings, deep conversations, or practical problems in everyday life. They can easily build an ideal image of themselves without fear of being exposed by reality. Imagine through messages, calls, or rare meetings, they can play the role of a perfect lover, romantic, caring, and always understanding. But when you actually step into their life, you may be disillusioned to realize that their true self is completely different from what they show. However, with this relationship, they will only satisfy their ego and attention in a short time, and that makes them always stuck in the vicious circle that they create. If you are in this type of relationship and feel that the connection between the two of you does not really exist, listen to your intuition. Do they love you, or just the feeling of freedom that the relationship brings? And if they always try to avoid responsibility, should you continue to hope? But don't be discouraged. There are still many ways to recognize true love from a narcissist. Let's explore more in the next part. Number 6. They will never change their nature. Do you believe in the magical power of love, that it can convert anyone, even narcissists? Do you hope that your sincerity, patience, and tolerance will help that person change, become better? I understand your desire, but as a psychology expert, I have to tell you a truth. Although it may be a bit harsh, narcissists, no matter how much they love you, often cannot overcome their inherent nature. Sounds heartbreaking, right? But let's explore why. Scientific research has shown that the brains of narcissists have structural differences compared to normal people, especially in areas related to empathy. This makes it difficult for them to put themselves in other people's shoes, to feel the pain and joy of others. Their world revolves around themselves, where personal emotions and needs are always prioritized. They can say loving words, they can do romantic actions, but all stem from the desire to meet their own needs. They don't really care about your feelings, about the hurt they cause you. In love, these limitations are not only barriers, but also fertile ground for selfish, controlling, and even abusive behaviors. They tend to turn the relationship into a power playground, where they are the ruler, and you have to obey. No matter how much you love, are patient, and sacrifice, what you get in return is often just indifference or calculations of personal gain. You can sacrifice time, effort, money to cultivate the relationship, but they consider it a matter of course, an obligation that you have to do. Hoping that love can change a narcissist is a beautiful but dangerous illusion, because when these expectations collapse, you will only be left with disappointment, fatigue, and deep wounds. Love, no matter how intense, cannot fill the void in their soul, because it is not just an emotional issue, but also related to psychology and biology, things that love alone cannot fix. The important thing you need to understand is that change, if any, must come from the narcissist themselves, not from your efforts. Love can only be a supporting factor, not a magic to heal their soul. Accepting this truth does not diminish the value of love, but helps you understand its limitations, to protect yourself from unnecessary hurt. And then you will see that love is not only about sacrificing for others, but also about knowing how to love yourself. Through the signs mentioned, it can be seen that the love of a narcissist is often dominated by their personal needs and oversized ego. They may love the feeling of conquest, the admiration from you, or the role you bring to their life, but they rarely love you for who you truly are. They use material things, uncommitted relationships, and even manipulation to maintain control. And even if you hope that love will change them, reality proves the opposite. Change can only come from themselves, not from the love you give. I know that facing this truth is not easy. It can make you feel hurt, disappointed, and even lose faith in love. But remember, your worth is not defined by how they treat you. You deserve a healthy love where you are loved and cherished for who you are. I sincerely thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It shows that you care about yourself and are ready to face the challenges in the journey to find happiness. If you find yourself in a similar relationship, be brave enough to see through the nature of the problem and put yourself first. Don't forget to share your story, because sometimes that story can become a source of motivation and a guiding light for others. Keep following and discovering more about how to protect yourself and find true love in the next articles. You are not alone, and the journey ahead will lead you to a life full of freedom and peace.